all these are traditional board games that I'm trying to revive. So most of them are games that people have played either with their peers or with their grandchildren, and it's been there for centuries. A lot of them have been inscribed on temple floors, so a big chunk comes from around the temples. The structure and the concept of the game has always been around. It's the material that I want to use, or the way in which I would want the squares to be put up. That is what I design, and of course the packaging part. Soldiers are in a way waging a war against 9 other soldiers. You got to make a strong bit of a mill which helps you conquer your army. The same game is called Nine Men's Morris, and it used to be played in Rome. But this is a game that I've seen inscribed on temples, South Indian temples, and these are centuries old. So I really don't know who did it first. They're all multicultural. And this game that you see here, the tiger and goat game, so very beautifully this game works on the concept of teamwork for goats and a large amount of power with the tigers. The game ends when all the 3 tigers have been cornered in such a way that they don't have a move to make. But on the other hand, if the tigers are to win the game, they need to kill at least 6 goats to win the game. Warrior kind of transformed, using the same concept, he transformed this game with a different whole structure, and he called it Elephants and Soldiers. He improvised on so many of these games only to keep his soldiers constantly thinking, and that should give us a large message in terms of how well these can be used to hone our thinking skills.
The children always want electronic gadgets, mobile, tab, PSP, Game Boy, etc., etc. They don't want to play outdoors or with their friends or anything like these games, summer games. They are not interested. Ma, please ma, you only play. They'll tell me only.
Older generation people, they tell me that, they would want their children to sit and do this when they had to cook, So there's, if you can observe, I'm putting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is going to be 6 in the next cup, and then 7 in the last one. You start from the 7th cup, and you go seeding clockwise. Yeah, normally we play the game anti-clockwise, and once you drop this, you pick up from the next cup, and after some 100 or odd rounds, you'll end up having all the shells sitting in the same order in which you have put them. The name given to this game is Sita Pandi. The reason being, when Sita was captured, she was kidnapped by Ravana and she was in Lanka sitting there under the Ashoka tree. She was all alone and she used to play this game by herself.
Yeah, I would definitely love them to know all these, and they are both enjoying also, and you're learning something also. They are 2 in 1. Net, internet, cyber, all these, so much they are exposed to so much.
This could never be a toy store in comparison to another toy store like Toys R Us or Sapphire. There is that kind of walk-in, footfall is not there first of all. And the children, I think it's that point of exposure that they need to these games, which is lacking. It's easier to find a Benton or a video game or any of these other faster games. It takes much more effort for the whole family to bring it in, because it's not just the child who can be playing this game. He has to play this with another child or a parent or a grandparent, which is why these games are important. It brings a beautiful blend into the family.
I grew up playing that aeroplane, hopscotch, this Piccoli, then that Ludo, all these. And we were all expert in all this, we were so fond of playing, so we were all expert in all this. Snake and ladder, we grew up playing all these games.
So these games are not just fun, they are mentally stimulating, they improve your skills, logic, strategizing, bonding with people, math, hand-eye coordination, the dexterity.